in the snow here.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, to Old Gray Bricks. It's good to have you all here today. Hello, Brian Pennebaker is there in the chat. Hang on, I'm typing to our friend Dana, who is hanging out with and helping out another stream right now. At least you're not hanging out in another stream. And all right, there we go. Dana's been on Brick Monarchs video and everything, so I'm not sure if he'll make it over here or not. Hello, Grumpy J. Hello, Two Humble Bricks. Welcome. Glad y'all here. Totally, cool to hang out and everything. In fact, I believe Brick Monarch has got something in you've got some of his Amp Bandit. Is that right?
I do. I just they had a sale and I couldn't resist. I've been all about Black Falcon stuff lately, so yep, we got it's a really cool, I don't know if it's printed or like how they do this, but it's like a metal sign and you can mount it on your wall. So I'm going to find a place in my background to set it up. So looks That's really cool.
Are those the same ones that Intense has in his collection?
The exact same ones. Yeah. So they do Forestmen. There's, Dragon Knights, Lion Knights, all kinds of different factions that you can get. So they had a sale a couple days ago, and I'm not sure if it's still going on, but it was like a good discount on these shields. So
the problem with that is they take up wall space, and that takes away from Lego storage space.
That's true. So that is true.
I love them. I'd get them, but where am I going to put them? In my bedroom?
My plan is to use it. I'm going to set up like my live streaming studio to, have a bunch of Lego icons in the background. So I'll have sets in the background, but also some recognizable stuff, and this will go up there. Yeah. So yeah. I don't think it would function as an actual shield though.
It could.
It is strong. I wouldn't want to get hit with one of these. So
Bricker Build should get on
that. Hey, yeah, that's right.
I got it on discount as I'm charging into battle.
It's like flying up to attack an asteroid on a rocket ship made from the low bid contracts.
Mm-hmm.
It's made with the latest metal. It's called tinfoil. It'll protect me.
Well, I am not a roller coaster rider, and one of the reasons is I know that was built by the lowest bidder, so I don't I don't like to get on them.
I feel that.
All right. Rich, we have not had Rich on the stream in a while. Hello, Rich. How are you today?
I'm fine. Took a little adventure today and went out to Bucks County Brick Shop for the first time in ever. We've only lived in Pennsylvania for 2 years now, 2 years this month, and haven't made it out to Bucks County yet. So it was fun. Checked out the stuff, did some comparative pricing. It's all right. Did not buy anything. But otherwise, just hanging out, building stuff, working on my things, working on the second building in my Sesame Street shop, which is Mr.
Ooh.
Oh, cool.
We use this Fix-It shop, and I think this is the Cookie Monster's apartment above. But
are those the stickers from the set for Hoopers?
Yes. Well, I copied them, and they came out very well. Did a copy and cut. I'm gonna tilt my phone a little bit so that my stuff doesn't fall out.
That's what she said.
There's free grocery stuff, and you can see the Fix-It shop items that Louise has to fix, fan and some vacuum cleaners and toasters. There's a typewriter on the floor.
Cool.
Nice.
So,
Oh, that
That was
hurt.
sorry about that, folks.
I am old enough to remember and be still emotionally affected by the fact that Mr. Hooper died. So on the show. So
I mean, I was well past Sesame Street by that point, but yeah, I know who Mr. Hooper was. Mr. Duper,
yeah.
according to Big Bird. So yeah, this set was when I got it, and I finished the other portion of it. And it's a full Elmo apartment and a full Bert and Ernie apartment with all the stuff that's supposed to be in there, including the bathroom with the bathtub and the rubber ducky. So
Rubber ducky, you're the one.
yeah,
You
so
make
getting
that
this
farm so much fun.
doing it up right
Sorry, I had
was
to.
the goal to really honor the whole montage Sesame Street experience.
Cool. Cool deal. That's awesome, dude. That's a fantastic build. By the way, I understand. Can't remember if it was your post or Dom's post that said that the two of you have met in person.
3 times. 3 times. He came here shortly after the store opened and before he became internet world famous, and asked me if I would hire him. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that right now. Or maybe ever. Or maybe ever. I don't want to have payroll. I don't want to have to do insurance and OSHA rules and shit. I don't want that. I don't want any of that. I said to him though, you should use your creativity and your abilities as a builder to do your own thing. And wouldn't you know it, you're on Lego Masters. So we came with the Atlanta Brick Company media young lady, a second time, and we chatted, and I showed her the whole place, and she was impressed, which was interesting considering she knows what Atlanta Brick Company looks like in the back. And then stop by again with his dad, I think, which was interesting and fun too. So yeah, that's where the picture is on my post on my Instagram, is third time. So yeah,
you met Jillian, I bet. Was that the young lady? Yeah. Yeah, she's
fun.
awesome.
Yeah, it's good people, and I'm glad that he's still kind of around this area, so he could show up any day again, one weekend. So it'd be awesome.
Cool. Good deal. All right, Adam, you've shown us your shield, but we need to see, is there any other super secret Lego that is off screen that we need to know about or not know about? I mean, is there
there's always a hidden secret project. Whenever you think of my house, just think of it as full of unreleased Lego sets.
That's actually the way I do think of your house.
Okay, all right. So nothing different, basically. No projects going on right now as far as like client work for Lego, which is all right. It's the freelance work for them. It always ebbs and flows, and so I usually will end up doing a couple projects a year. Right now, I'm just focusing on doing Ant Bandit stuff. Obviously, we've got some Black Falcon stuff going on, so I'll show off. I did just yesterday get in my order for a bunch of the Black Falcons horse barding, which is exciting. I'm just going all in on Black Falcons right now. I did a bunch of shields as well, so I got a bunch of these just in preparation for my lug bulk order, which this year had a lot of Black Falcons torsos on it. And so, as every builder and a dabbler can attest to, it's nice to mix it up a little bit. So I think I'm going to try and do something castle this year. Whether it's a small thing or like a small build. I'm betraying this stream and all the space fans out there. I'm aware of my killers, but that's how life goes. So sorry, Chris.
For the record,
I still love space. I've never built a castle before. It'd be fun to try one. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
For the record, Lord of the Rings and the 80th or the 90th anniversary castles are both castles. In their
That's
own right.
true. A castle mock. I'll clarify.
Fair
I've
enough.
never built my own castle.
4 walls and a tower. That's all. You know, you just
There
sit
we
on
go.
the table. You don't whoosh it around. I mean, where's the challenge in that?
Hey, I can always build a space castle. You know, maybe just
Yes, yes,
whoosh
you
that
can.
around. I'm sorry. I'll apologize right now to everyone watching. I apologize for my behavior. I've made a lapse in judgment, a continuous lapse in my judgment with Castle. So it is what it is. I did get a message from Mark Erickson on Instagram, and he said, "Hey, maybe someday Peach Lug can have a castle layout because I'm getting into castle." So I don't know. Maybe the world has gone to crap.
Well, you know what now, and here's what you could do. There is the classic because we used to have classicspace.com and we came up with
Yes.
Moonbase. There's classiccastle.com, which I think actually still runs.
It's still doing stuff, yeah.
And there was the original classic village town standard. They had a standard for layout and everything. You guys could pull that off, and I think it would be a fantastic thing.
Yeah, I
I
would
would
love
say
to-
that
Go ahead.
the medieval village set that came out in my Dark Ages was a nice set, and I went out and got a copy of it. While I might not have enough gray to build castle, I could certainly, if we did a collab, I could see myself building something for like the medieval village kind of thing.
Look, we summoned him. There's intent.
I know. I was about to say, you mentioned Castle, you threw the shield in the air, and all of a sudden, here he comes.
So
What's up, Rich?
Atlanta BrickCon next year, I was debating bringing the castle. And I used the standard that we've used for years, which is basically a brick off a base plate, but roads are like the middle 10 studs or middle 12 studs of a base plate, of a 38 base plate, a 32 base plate, sorry. So, I mean, technically, we could set something up.
I think
we
it'd be
have-
cool. I mean, we have a bunch of castle people here, and you know, you got Rich. I was already talking to Rich about like, hey, he's got his own Black Falcons thing, and Mark and Steven have their own thing. It'd be cool to do like a little layout where everyone's a part of some kingdom, you know, like just a big, massive collab of some sort. And you have different buildings and fortresses and structures and things. I think it'd be fun. So.
All right, I want you to see how accommodating and loving I'm being right now. We have one member who's schlubbing on another show, and I'm okay with that. And you know what? Promote your castle all you want. I would love to see you guys come up with a large castle layout on the other side of the back corner of Atlanta.
Nice.
No, I think
I'm
it'll be
surprised
amazing.
I haven't been kicked off the stream yet. That's all I have to say. You know,
I'm loving charity today. I've only deleted one post.
Uh-oh.
I think the castle lords have taken over Chris's
Uh,
internet.
All right.
Yeah, they have.
He can't afford to kick you off because he only has 5 guests.
I'll say I do have another thing that I did this week. I was in Chattanooga and I stopped at McKay's, which some of you know what McKay's is. They're like a used
I love McKay's.
comic book store. Yeah, it's an amazing place. So they also have a bunch of Lego, and it's always hit or miss whether or not you find good stuff there. And I've had some luck in the past, but I scored a few random things. One was this bag of Creo, I think it was some of the Creo pieces, but inside the bag there was one of these, one of the power hubs for power functions, and there was this whole bag
So
with
you bought
$9.
Creo?
It was $9, and this one piece usually goes for like 20 or 30. So I was like, sweet, I'll take that.
Is that just
So-
a battery box, or does it actually have the rechargeable battery in it? Like, is it? Because there's two different
I
types. They
haven't,
had.
I haven't opened it up. I've turned it on
Okay.
and it works, but I haven't opened it up yet. So
Okay.
I mean,
Fair
it
enough.
works.
Because they did have a sealed unit one that was rechargeable. Well, does it have a power port in the top? That's the easiest way to tell.
Well, no, it doesn't have a power port on the top.
Okay, then it's just
No.
a battery. Okay, just checking, because
Yeah,
if you manage to score one of those, bonus.
Those are rare.
Yeah, for sure. I only have a couple of them, and I wish I got more for train layouts, which I haven't done for years.
Yeah, I need a bunch for our aquarium because I'm going to be powering a bunch of different mocks all in
Yeah.
a large layout, and I need each of them to connect to like a power source. So I'm going to end up needing a bunch of those battery boxes, or connecting a bunch of wires, underneath Mills plates. It's going to be an interesting setup. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that comes out.
Yeah, it might be better to do it off of like a 9-volt train regulator or something.
Yeah, that's
But-
true.
Cool. Can y'all have a castle train running through your layout? Would that?
Only if it's pink.
Or you could make minecart. You could make minecart train going through the castle layout.
That's true. Or just make it like so its horses pulling like a carriage.
Sorry.
There you go.
Go ahead, Rich. Sorry.
I was going to say, Mr. Rad for years did a Viking ship around a village
Mhm.
that he would play at brick fairs.
It
Yeah.
was very cute.
Very cool.
It
stuff.
sailed around an island with the village on it. I saw it. I think the first year I went to Brick Fair, Alabama, maybe the second year it was there, and I was quite taken with it.
Well done. I'll say that.
All right, let's go to Mr. Van Winden. Have we been to Mr. Van? We have not.
No,
Mr.
not
Van
yet.
Winden, how are you today?
Not bad. Do you want me to share the snowiness?
Yeah, sure.
Ooh,
You know you
let's
want to see it. It just started here, but Dave Cowdice in the lower part of Ontario, he's got usually a 40-minute drive. Sharing it now, Chris. And he's been driving in for 4 hours and 10 minutes and hasn't gotten home
Ooh.
yet. So it's just started sprinkling here. My sidewalk was clear, but that's snow from the last storm. This one's about half of what we're going to get, or half of last time, so probably about 4 or 5 inches. But it's going to be ice rain as well afterwards. So they've partially, well, the assumption is tomorrow there'll be no school. But there will be chickens. Wait, how come that didn't work? Did I share the wrong screen?
Did you say chickens?
I said chickens, and then it didn't work because, hold on, let me stop sharing and share that again. 'cause
Fail.
Share
Fail.
screen.
What is this comedy
Entire
genius
screen,
going on? And
share.
and
Can you put it
fumble?
back up, Chris? Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, there will be
Sorry.
chickens. That's what I was going to say. Because I love this chicken still. I showed it last week and still loving it. It's still on my screen.
I love this
Um,
build. Yeah,
and-
this is such a
and-
good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. I got glitched out when we showed that the other day. I didn't understand the build technique they've got going on in there. It's amazing. So
Yeah. Like clip arms or robot arms holding 3x3 cylinders or tiles.
that's so
It's
crazy.
insane.
Insane.
It looks like
It's
though
insane.
that if you sneezed, it would all fall apart.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I
So,
love the wings though. The wings are so funny. It's just the little, the tiny little wing.
Oh, up here?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize.
Is that what that is?
No. It looks like it to me at least. Tiny little cartoony wing.
T-Rex wings.
Yeah, Moto, let's see you build something like this. He's saying this chicken is nuts.
Yeah.
Moto's chicken would be robotic with all kinds of mechanics.
Or wireframe, because that's what his latest creations. Or
Moto
his-
should build a leaf chicken out of the foliage pieces. That would be cool.
Oh, that's true.
There you go. So, but as for regular Lego life, on Friday my kid's in Army cadets, and I discovered in the last year that the commanding officer of the cadets is a Star Wars Lego fan, and so I went to go drop him off for some training on Friday, and he sees me as I'm pulling in the parking lot. And he gets out of his vehicle and he walks over, and I crack a joke of, honestly, officer, I wasn't driving that fast, or something silly like that. He said he didn't care, but then he said, oh yeah, by the way, the Walmart just up the road from us has all the new busts and everything. And I'm like, do they have Speed Champions? And he's like, yeah, I don't care. I'm like, oh, okay. So I dropped my kid off. I went up there and I picked up 3 of the 4 sets. I didn't buy the 4th one just because I wanted to save it for later, but I built them all this weekend, and they're awesome. Not as many new parts in each of them as I thought. Like there are new parts. I think the Pagani has the most new parts, at least
Mhm.
for the back I don't know if you can see it. The back
Hang on,
curvy pieces
Is
right
that
here.
canopy new? Is the windscreen new?
Yeah,
too?
the canopy. That's why I built this one first, because that canopy is just a beautiful circular canopy.
And those wedge things, those are awesome.
Yeah, these wedge pieces up back here,
Oh,
and the fact that they use doors for the rear fin is just kind of cool too.
wow.
So I got those. I built them over the weekend because I was having fun. I also placed an order to get the moving truck, which just came in today, so I'm showing it off. And my order was something Technic, because John Deere. I used to live on a farm. I had to, and it's been on my list for a while. And for the record, the yellow rims are very rare, so hence the reason they haven't done John Deere's in the past. And I ended up getting a train set because
Nice.
I don't know. I kind of like the look of this one.
I like the bus in that set a lot.
Yeah, the bus is cool, and I don't know. I kind of like the building. It's kind of a neat, and it's got lots
Is
of
the one with the rounded plates, the 1x3s and the 1x4s?
This car has the 1x3s, and I believe it was. Let me just look. I think it's the Ferrari has the 1x3s. If I'm right, I think the Ferrari had the 1x3s. I'm just thinking through in my head which one I built second.
What
No,
about the D? What about the D snot brick? Which one is?
Yeah. So okay. So let's rephrase that. This one has the D-Snot bricks. They're on the back. You can just see them sitting there. There's like 4 of them. The Pagani also has those ones, and they're used. There's used a few times inside. And the 3 long was definitely in 2 of the 3 sets. I can't remember which it was. And the 4 long is available in the 2-pack set, the more expensive set, which is the one I didn't buy. There's a 4 long rounded plate.
Wow.
Which is also
The 2-pack set. I didn't know you were a fan of Tupac Shakur.
Occasionally when he makes some good stuff like Speed Champions, I guess. So, but yeah, that's about it. I've been sorting. I spent most of the weekend sorting. I've got a few good sized bins full of colors, so I want to sort that back into my collection, and then I can build maybe some castle expansions. Yeah, that one, the McLaren double pack has it. It's got another new wedge plate as well, or wedge brick as well. So I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember what sets had what. So I bought these 3. It was like $100, like 30 a piece plus taxes and stuff. So, but yeah, I was happy to find those in the store, and they literally had everything. They had almost every set I could think of that was coming out, which included the Harry Potter banners and stuff, and some of the creator sets. So.
I know what I'm getting from Lugbook next year.
Yeah, there's a lot of parts. So
yeah, I'm sure that the D snot or whatever, that's going to be high on the list. That's almost a lock in just because of it's so useful. So that's something we'll cover Thursday. Lego is really embracing the curve for instead of the blocky brick. I mean, and everything. That has opened up a ton of possibilities, but and I'm excited about it. But in a way, it's like wait, these are supposed to be bricks. They got to be square. You know, I mean, and these are movable. So I like it. So I'm in.
Can I ask how many colors does that part come in? Is it just black?
Right now in black for both of the 3 long plates, the 4 long curved plates, and that piece are only in black right now.
Okay.
The funny thing is that piece isn't used a lot in these sets to do anything curvy. Like, I think all 3 of these sets that use them, or the 2 that used them, definitely I didn't really actually use it to have it on a slight angle. They're more just a display piece, or just so that they can get out there in the set. So my hope is the McLaren one does have it for that. Oh, and one more complaint.
Okay.
In order to get the gift with purchase, it's what, 190 US? I think.
No, it's free in America.
That's right.
You have to spend $190 to get it for free, which is the price of the modular building, the modular jazz club. In Canada, it's $245 to get. You have to spend $245. The modular jazz club is like $240. So there's a lot of sets now that we have to spend an extra $5 just to pass that limit. Whereas you guys have it for like $5 cheaper, like for the limits. So I thought that was kind of I don't think
But
I
you
don't.
get free healthcare.
America.
Woo!
America.
Yeah,
You can
sure.
move here. You can move
What was
here,
that, Rich?
Jeff. You can move
Okay,
here.
He's saying you could move here to
I
get
can move there.
That's right.
No, I spent enough time in the States already. Oh, and did you hear about Brickworld? The first
about
Brickworld's first their hotels sold out in February. Like it sold out already this week, and they've
Yeah.
opened up a new block of rooms in a hotel like 2 minutes away that'll have a shuttle going back and forth all
I
weekend.
saw that. I got my
smart.
room too, so I'm happy about it.
Yeah, me too. But I was
I'm glad
surprised
that I booked my hotel in January though.
Yeah.
Chris, have you booked yet?
No, I don't think it's in the bank account for me to make the trip this year. I'm still trying to see. I would love to go. It may, and you know what? I think if I'm going, I think I want to go and not display and just go visit, because I've never done that before. I've always displayed at a big convention and then having to baby all that stuff. I would bring something, just something small or something like that, but I'd really like to visit. So
I have an extra bed in my room, Chris, if you do decide to come down.
okay.
Yes, I just asked Chris to come share a room with me.
Live on the air. Thank you very much. No, I would love to, and my wife and I, we need to have a conversation. It is also Jake's last kind of summer. You know, he's graduating and stuff like that, so that may make it we might make it a graduation thing, but we'll see. Mark and I stayed off site, and it was not bad at all getting back and forth. That was not a big deal. So so if we don't get a convention hotel, that will be fine.
They were also spotted in Walmarts in that area too, a couple of times, or at least once.
We were.
I would also counterpoint that we stayed on site and it was fantastic.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, we stayed off site last year, and it was enough to make me like want to do whatever it took to be on site. So I'm excited just to be in the same building and be able to walk downstairs. So
yeah. No, that. Trust me, that is. Look. There's a trader right there. There he is.
look at that.
Look, we even advertised for the guy that you are on the show with. You know, because Aunt Bandit has the shield and
Look at
everything. Yeah.
Yeah,
There it is. See?
we're playing
See?
Brick Monarch like crazy on this stream.
That's right. That's right. He had viewers. Did they come over here? Probably not. Anyway, so I was tuned in for Dana's chat with them, and that was going really well. They were talking space, so that was awesome. All right, Matt, what is up in Matt's world?
I went to Costco today intending not to buy a lot of stuff and bought more than I've ever bought before, which I don't know what it is about Costco. Like there's some kind of like mind control when you walk in the door that just makes you spend. But one of the things that I bought is they had these for $10 for plastic containers. And I thought, oh, this will be handy when I'm sorting. And so I went ahead and bought a couple containers, and I went upstairs about 4:00 in the afternoon. And I thought, I'm just going to pour, some different colors into these plastic bins that I bought at Costco today. And then I walked in the Lego room and I saw all these minifig accessories that I had sorted like a week, 10 days ago. And then I thought, well, those really need to be put away. And then an hour and a half later, I went back downstairs. So the wonder of ADHD daisy chaining, where you walk into a room and forgot what you were originally going to do. And you're like, oh, I need to finish putting away these pieces that I sorted out. But it was interesting. One of the things that I had sorted out were some of the animals that I'd gotten in a couple of parts orders. And if you look at the baby sheep and the baby white like leopards, I don't know what there's the white big cat, but the baby cat, they're basically the same mold, but the cat has like a pink nose and the sheep just has a blank nose.
Huh.
That's about the only way you can tell them apart. And I was going through the various animals, and it actually got me excited thinking about building some zoo related stuff that Ant Bandit and I've been talking about for a while, and I haven't done anything. But I now have, when I was placing a Bricklink order, I picked up 2 extra of the giraffe that came in the recent friend set. So I now have 3 giraffes and some of the cats and baby cats and the pigs and the baby pigs, although pigs aren't really zoo animals, but I've got a nice number of animals, so I want to do a layout. So that happened, and the other thing that's been happening is I'm working away at the big project that I hope to display at Brick Fair, Brick World Chicago, and I'm now about 46% of the way done with it, so it's coming along pretty well. I sat down and tried to figure out what dots I had left to order, but I have either in hand or ordered like 95% of the dots I'm going to need for the total overall project. So I also placed an order to get the gift with purchase, as Jeff did, and bought. They only limit you to 999 dots per order of a single color. So I got my 999 of this and this and that color so that I could get up to the magic number. So those parts will eventually show up. But I had to call customer service about something, and I'm talking to the customer service, and I jokingly said, well, I'm a regular customer, and they said, yes, I can see that. I have like five or six parts. There are 5 or 6 parts orders pending right now, which are mostly dots, and they were like, well, what are you making? And so I was telling them about I'm recreating this painting life size, and they said, well, send me a picture. And I thought, okay, well, that'll be fun. So they said, email us a picture. So I went to the Lego web page, and you can send them text, but there's no way to upload a picture on their, contact us thing. So I'm not really sure how they want me to send them a picture if I can't actually attach it to an email. But spoke to our friend of the show, Maddie, on
Yay.
Sunday. Maddie and I did a Zoom. We were divvying up some parts from something that didn't happen. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And so I'm going to mail a box of parts up to her, and it's just good chatting with her. And of course, her cat stepped into the Zoom call and made himself known. But it was nice, just talking with her, and that's right. Got to see some Maddie cat butt, and I don't know. I kind of think one of these trips up here, I need to swing over and visit Cleveland. We watched where Maddie lives. ASCII. We watched this. There's a YouTube channel that I like called Geography King, and it's a guy that's based out of Chattanooga, and he just posts a lot of stuff about geography. And he put out a video yesterday or the day before, and he sometimes he profiles states or cities, but he did a profile of Cleveland, and he said he argues that Cleveland is a very underrated city, and he was showing different neighborhoods and stuff like that. But the last time I was in Cleveland, which I want to say was like 2016, 2017, I had a great experience in Cleveland. So maybe one of these days I'll make an effort to swing by Cleveland and visit with Maddie, and try to get in trouble at the Cleveland Museum of Art where she works.
For the record, it is on the way to Bricks in the Six in Toronto.
Is it? It's
yeah.
It's a little out of the way, but yeah. No, I mean, if I came up through Buffalo,
yeah,
I crossed I need to get my passport renewed so I can cross the border. Right now, it's expired.
Are you going to Ohio and need a passport? I didn't know that was.
No, Bricks in the Sticks is in Toronto.
I know. I'm sure.
Toronto.
But I'm not trying to visit all the Canadian provinces the way I'm trying to visit all the counties, though. So it's kind of a,
There's only 13. It's not that, well, I guess technically it is hard because 3 of them are very hard to get to. But anyway.
When is Bricks in the Six? When is that happening?
July 23rd weekend, I believe it is. Let me just double check because I don't want to be wrong. July 22nd, 23rd.
Is that when everything finally thawed in Canada? Is that what they do?
Well, the pools are for the pool. The pool is finally warm enough to swim in. like you said, for
3
that
weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah, for that 2 week period.
He puts the pool up the weekend before, and then that's the last weekend you can be in the pool, and he has to take it out.
Well, we take the pool down, and there's just a big circle of ice, and then we just put the pool up around it after when we come like the next year, and it'll thaw out and fill it. Yeah, no.
I'm checking to see if my summer school is wrapped up by you said July 23rd?
Yeah, the July 23rd, 22nd, 23rd weekend. I just registered my Classic Space Mosaic, and I'm working on registering the extended castle.
Ooh, class is in July 13th. So yeah, I wouldn't have any school restrictions keeping me from doing that.
There you go.
Awesome.
That's tempting.
Awesome. All right. We did have some folks that hopped over, by the way. I've tried to highlight them that have joined us from the other show and everything. So glad you guys are here. Thank you. You can do some subs, subscribing, and smashing the likes and things like that. Thank y'all for popping over here. By the way, I am building I've started building a sub theme that didn't exist called Ubertron. So there's the Ubertron, or I'm sorry, Omnitron, a 90s thing that didn't exist.
Nice.
So I figured they needed a bad guy. So I actually already had purchased some of these dark turquoise skull guys from some of the whatever sets, the stunts set. So I decided to make them a ship, and let me see if anybody gets the reference of this shape of this ship. It's very 80s. It appears in a very computer animated. It's a bad guy ship. It's the shape.
It looks like the Stingray ship from Aquazone.
That's what I was thinking too, but yeah.
No. This is from a movie, and the bad guy ships only appear a couple of times and everything, especially if they're zooming through a little very badly animated by the computer cave through an asteroid and everything. These are the bad guy ship, or this is kind of the shape of the bad guy ships from the last Starfighter is what this is going to be.
Oh.
So that's going to be the shape for the bad guys. For Scullius is their name.
Hope Castle did figure it out.
Oh yeah, there it is. There, he got it. All right. So yeah, so the bad guys in the last Starfighter, you barely see them and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Hey, there's another Canadian in the room. There it is, right there. Nathan got it. So yeah, I'm excited about that. It's fun to build everything. I am so impressed that you guys who build very artsy pieces and do amazing things. I think I've discovered my niche is I just love to build the toys that I wanted to build as a kid. So that's my Lego zone, I guess, and everything. So that's what I'm doing. So but I am using colors I don't usually use. I'm using dark turquoise, which I don't have very much of because Matt has it all.
Yeah, you got it all. Yeah.
It's very cheap because it's not very popular. Let's just say
There's a lot of that electric yellow on the pick-a-brick wall too, as well. That
there's some pretty useful pieces. I got one of the lettering sets pretty cheap, and that's got a ton of 1x1 rounds and 1x1 tiles and some curves. So I'll use that. But my hope is to rig up some UV lights in these, and then the play feature will be light, UV light shining to blind the kids before the parents, had it banned in the 90s and everything. So to create its own legend.
I would think both of those colors are pretty cheap because no one wants either of them really. So
yeah, I think I can scrounge up a good bit. The dark turquoise, I guess, turns up in a few sets that just have been released. I think. Oh, and by the way, new release. Sunday, my son went by after church. I said, "Hey, why don't you go by and see if the new sets are at the Walmart?" That's what the rumor has been, right? And he goes and he calls me. He says, "Dad, they're there." And I'm like, "Well, I could have gone then and everything. I had a lot to do, and I didn't need to spend any money, but I would have gotten the one that Wyndon's got in his hand right there for the Sparks." So I went today. And somebody had come in and cleaned. They had them. They had all the sets. They had all the Speed Champions, the new ones. They already had a stack of the Fast and Furious ones.
Mm-hmm.
And today at 3:00, they were cleaned out, like the whole shelf, all gone. All the Speed Champions were scalped and sold in a day at my little half mart here in Kennesaw. So I was not upset about it. It just was. It's interesting that Speed Champions is now the thing that is being scalped and is really popular right now. I find that very interesting.
Yeah.
So I was talking to one of the employees at the North Point Lego store, and he was saying that they just can't keep it on the shelf. This was even before. This was the prior wave, and I came in, and and I was kind of teasing him because I used to work at the store, and one of the things they don't want are empty spots on the shelves, so they want you to rearrange stuff so that the shelves always look full, or like they have stuff available. And he's like, as soon as I put stuff out and I put the tags out, it's gone. And then he said, I have to like redo the shelf display, and then another shipment comes in 3 days later, and I put it out and it sells. And so yeah, and so it's not just this wave; it's been the hot
it's
sub theme for a while.
I mean, they're realistic
I get people
scale.
coming in asking about Speed Champions all the time, and I'm like, I acquired it myself.
Rich hasn't been with us for months, and his microphone still sounds the same. Sorry, Rich,
I tried
but
to use my headphones and it just wasn't working right. So I'm just on the mic. I'm working as hard
Rich,
as I
I'm
can.
only getting 50% of what you're saying. I'm getting every other word, so I have to guess, and I'm trying not to guess that you're swearing.
That would be good. No, I have people coming into the store all the time asking about Speed Champions, and I just never am able to get any. So I understand from your point of view that they just fly off the shelves. They're trying to other locations to see if they possibly can get some.
I feel like the one that I saw really like go out was the Fast and the Furious ones, because before that, like I feel like Speed Champions, for me at least, the way I perceived it, it was a popular theme, but it's it had no problems with being stocked. And then they released Dom's car and the Aston Martin, and then the Paul Walker car. That one, I feel like I see so many scalp posts and resellers and just crazy amount of popularity with that one car that really spiked all the other cars' popularity. I feel like
they've been popular for months or for years. The Speed Champs, I think, ever since they went to 8 wide, they've gained in popularity because the scale's correct for the cars. They're 2-seaters, and let's face it, like they're getting all the goods, like European sports cars and everything, and when they're even targeting like the Fords and the Nissans and the Toyotas and GMs and that, like they're getting all the good cars that people are looking for, right? So
yeah, although it was interesting, it seemed like that Corvette one they did stuck on the shelves really a lot. I don't know, I don't think the Corvette was done really well. That was a 2-pack or whatever, but
maybe it was because it was a 2-pack.
Maybe
right?
Everybody's into Tupac tonight. I don't know what's the deal.
Yeah.
But do you think it might be? I mean, do you think it's the bang for the buck? Because when you look at part per piece, those things are really good. They're good models, but they're also at such a low price point that kids like them, adults like them, and maybe people don't have the $500 to drop on Rivendell, but they can sure get a really thing going on. I mean, what do y'all think? Is that what's going on, or what?
they're collectible for sure.
They're collectible.
Ads
I think
like them.
Hurts. Go ahead, Matt.
Ads like them.
Yeah.
They go in to buy.
Dad and son kind of thing. Yeah.
The dad recognizes the cars. I mean, the dad might recognize Rivendell, but they might not either. But I think that's a big part of it. I mean, when Speed Champions first came out, I was still an employee at the store, and I'm kicking myself I didn't buy more of the very first wave for my Bricklink store, because I did pick up a couple, and then eventually when I stopped working the store, I put on Bricklink, and those things had doubled in value from when I'd purchased them. But we had adults coming in buying the Ferrari. There's a Ferrari dealership that's not far from that Lego store, and so they were the different sales personnel. They were coming in, they were getting the Ferrari to build it to put on their desk when people come into the dealership. So I do think part of it is the dads. It's another reason that original trilogy Star Wars sets sell well, is that when the dads come in or moms, I don't want to be totally sexist, but it does tend to draw them in. But when the parents come in of our generation, they recognize those sets, and they might not recognize the Mandalorian set or the Obi-Wan set. And I think that's one of the reasons that Lego constantly tries to keep an X-Wing and a TIE fighter on the shelves, because a parent or grandparent is going to come in and go, oh, I know that. Yeah, sure. A kid would like that. And as an aside, I just want to point out that this week was the first time ever that I had a student tell me that I was the same age as their grandparent, and I painted that away immediately upon that.
Oh, give that kid an award.
You're getting an F. You're
He gets
getting
an
an
A.
F.
No, he gets an A.
So, and they were like, oh yeah, my parents had me when they were 17, so my grandparents are like 49 and 51, and I'm like, I'm 52.
Oh,
Wait, older than your grandparents? And then I just went, oof.
You dropped him from your class. Oh, you're out.
The new Speed Champions also have a bit of a Disney Cars movie tie-in, because with this one in particular, it's got like the headlights, which kind of look like eyes, and if you want, you can make them talk. So it also pops off
We
apparently
just
when
need
you do
Speed
that.
Champions Mater now to complete it all.
For sure.
Yeah, and these are normal cars.
Yeah.
Sure, you know
I
what?
agree.
If they make an '87 Cavalier in brown, I would buy
Ugh.
that Speed Champion set in a minute. That was the first car I ever had, was a '87 Chevy Cavalier in crap brown. So that needs to happen.
Why not trucks? Just do like a Ford F-150.
They already
You
have.
know how many guys would love that?
They have.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, there was one. I think it was the truck towing a car or something, and it was an F-150.
Nice.
Oh, that was
But
in the 6 wide or the 4 wide.
Yeah,
Yes, the
I-
Cavalier. There you
I
go.
think
There's
it's-
my man right there. He knows a quality car that'll go 85 miles an hour if you turn the air conditioner off and are going downhill. Right there. That is a fantastic car, the Cavalier. Yeah, there was a Bronco. That's right.
No, the Bronco was the rally version, so it wasn't the actual Bronco. Like, they need to do a Jeep, they need to do a Bronco, like a Toyota Tacoma or something like that. Like, they do need to get more into the truck and thing in like those things. But the problem is they're American, right?
Right.
You don't get many of them in Europe, and a lot of those brands don't exist in Europe. So it's only a very small market for those.
I've heard we are getting a new Jeep in the Jurassic Park set.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Because they're doing that Brachiosaurus set with the scene where he does that will come with the Jeep from that scene.
Are you going to be animating the turn of the head? Are you there?
I might. I don't know. I need to do more animation. Honestly, I need to.
You should have the turning of the head and then the head pop off and then they slip it right back on.
For the record, Adam, we know you have them on your table right beside you. That's why
they're right here. I can see them.
Yeah.
No, I was looking at some of the new sets. Did you guys see the Pirate? Did you guys already talk about the Pirate at all? What are your thoughts on the Pirate?
We've talked about Castle and Train and everything else, so let's hit Pirates.
Yeah, why not?
That buildable Harry Potter size pirate. That's pretty amazing.
I don't think it's Harry Potter size. I think it's the Ant-Man, the giant Ant-Man size figure.
It's the Harry Potter size.
No,
is
it's like that big. Yeah.
It's big.
Oh, I didn't think it was, because the face looked like one. The face looked like a printed piece. I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah, but it's a printed it's a big piece, I think. So.
I really want to see them do that as a series, because I thought they would do the same buildable figure for Star Wars, like do a Luke and Leia.
Nick, I'm not sure why you don't work for the ideas department at Lego, but these are quality ideas right here.
Yeah,
Nick, I don't understand why the Paul Walker car didn't have flames from when he hit the abutment and the car flames and he died.
Oh,
like that would have been a play feature.
Wow.
I mean, come on. I mean,
wow.
I need a too soon gif.
No.
Wow, Matt.
So,
that's
I went to the theater to see Ant-Man yesterday, and the preview for whatever the next Fast and Furious movie came on, And I literally am laughing out loud in the theater, watching the scene as two helicopters lift a car off of the road and keep it level. And I'm literally like busting a gut laughing out loud in the preview. I mean, I don't know if anyone else was offended in the theater, but that was the best comedy preview I saw all year.
But better yet, he revved the engine, and it looks like he revs the engine, and that causes the helicopters to come crashing down because he's changed the momentum of the car. I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
all done. It's all done with family. Okay, that's how it's done. So.
Family. The power of family.
It's all about family and really fast cars.
And gasoline and nitrous oxide.
I saw Ant-Man 2 yesterday, but I didn't hear anyone laughing in my theater, so it must have been in a different showing.
You didn't go to the Colonial 18? That's probably the closest theater between us.
I go to the Sugarloaf one. They're the only one that has the Dolby theater, so I saw it in the Dolby.
It must be a Vin Diesel thing because years ago I went to see the movie Triple X, where Vin Diesel was supposed to be like this undercover secret agent guy or something.
Yeah.
And there's this scene where he's like riding a motorcycle and he ramps up and the motorcycle's like flying through the air and with one hand on the handlebars and he's got the other hand in a machine gun and he's like shooting down bad guys. And my ex at the time was like shrieking with laughter in the theater at how ridiculous it was. And the guy in a row gave her an ugly stare. But she was like, "This is amazing. This is a great film. I'm so glad we came to see it." And she just laughed through all the action sequences.
I can remember what was oh gosh, The Last Dragon. You remember the movie The Last Dragon came out in the 80s, the Kung Fu movie, whatever. We went to go see that like 5 times at the little theater in Warrenton where I grew up. Which if you live in Warrenton, which nobody in Warrenton is listening, they've remodeled and restored the theater or in the process. It's great to see the neon lit up and stuff. But we invented Mystery Science Theater like 5 or 6 years before it came out because my friend, we just went and just barked comments at how awful, I love that movie now. I would watch it in a minute and everything if I had the opportunity. But we spoofed that movie like 4 of the 5. If we saw it the first time, we're like, this was so bad. Let's go back. So we just kept we were in there just making fun of it, of our own jokes and having the best time ever. So yeah. All right. Jeff Van Winnen put the
I'm just looking at
Yarg.
That's really cool.
Vast, you mateys.
Well, and for the record, hold on, let me just
For the record.
because here's the Harry
For
Potter
the
figure,
record.
and
Yeah,
you are
that's
right,
the
it
same.
is the same size.
Yeah.
So my bad.
Us Americans were right. That's what you got to say.
Well, and once in a while you're allowed to be, but most of the time you just say you're right, and we're like, yeah, okay, gotcha.
This has got to be the best Lego house set that is ever released, and it's the most salty I've ever been that it's locked in Denmark, where
Yeah,
I
tell me
can't
about it.
access it, and now I got to go to Denmark to get this thing. I am a little bit surprised that they're charging $85 for it. I think the Harry Hermione was $60, maybe. I can't remember. Maybe you have it up there, Jeff, but it's
hold on, I'll look.
expensive.
95
Yes.
Canadian. 120 Canadian, so it's probably about $100. Good, but it was also
Jeff's
a 2-pack,
memory is
right?
like a steel trap.
Okay.
It was also a
$100 for the
2-pack,
two of
so-
them, 85 for one. That makes sense.
It's that
Yeah.
tourist money. Everybody's just going to plop it down for that. So
I would have no problem doing that if I was there at Lego House. I would easily get that, but I would be like grumbly about the price, but still, I would get it. So
Have any
I
of
wanted
y'all-
to
Gee,
do
it's
a
almost
Superman.
like you're gonna have to call up Boone and ask him to mail you one or something.
ooh.
Yeah, actually.
Actually,
Have him bulk mail a bunch of them, and we can just split them at a con.
A big
Actually.
crate shows up and drops in one of our yards, and it's just from Boone, and we're hey.
Sounds good to me. I'm in.
That's right, Aubrey.
Okay.
The Harry Potter is went for sale for $60. Yeah,
Wow.
I almost
I hate
picked
you
that
guys.
up, and I'm like, I could turn those into Space Guys, but I just never did. So that's a good deal.
I
if they
picked it
did
up for
Space
parts.
Guys,
I picked it up and parted out the Harry Potter.
Hmm. I have it. I just haven't actually built it. So one of these years.
I think it's cool. I would love to get that pirate. I need to. I guess I'm calling Boone. I don't know.
Yeah, it's actually a good idea.
I have his number.
You're
No, I
welcome.
don't think he uses it anymore.
I don't know Boone well enough to make that kind of ask. So one of y'all will have to do it.
You know, and I'm going to
We
give a
would like-
shout out to. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just imagining, Boone, we'd like 25 copies of the exclusive.
Yeah, they're gonna
Boone's
let
like
him
carrying
walk
him out
up
to
the
his
normal
car
path.
or his thing. But now when we had the Lego Champions on and everything, the fact that Boone stayed up and hung out and called in late that night was a big kindness to us on his part. So we really appreciate Boone. We all miss him kind of over here hanging out with us, but I can't wait to build a set that he has contributed to. So I'm excited by that and everything. So I buy Harry Potter used. I haven't bought Harry Potter since they were yellow. I don't think I bought a Harry Potter set period since the yellow days. Really, it just
I bought a bunch of them despite the fact that I don't even care for Harry Potter because I just buy them and flip the minifigs and keep the parts. I like the parts that come in the sets. They've got the goblets in there. They've got like the dark green masonry brick. And I've done that with a number of sets. I've bought the set and just flip the figs and basically get the parts for a good price.
Do you guys remember the first run of those where like you built the rooms for like the different things and like the background was paper and it came with all these goofy colored vases and all that kind of stuff? It was great for little parts, but they were such goofy sets. I mean, that was in the days when Lego didn't realize that kids actually wanted to build something. They just wanted to have something. And but those are weird. Y'all remember those?
Yeah. I think nowadays Harry Potter is like, I feel like the most consistently good licensed theme. I mean, every theme has its misses, but as far as just overall consistency, I think the designers, the sets are really good. The minifigures are really good. Like, it's just a really good, well-designed theme that's licensed. Friends right now is, I feel like, killing the unlicensed theme completely. Like, they're just dominating with all those builds. But yeah.
Oh, the paper, the lenticular backgrounds. Oh,
yeah.
Well, there's some
And
plastic
the
on there.
In the banners, the house banners.
Oh, that's cool.
Which are silly because you have to hang them. You can't actually you can't have them as like you can't put them on your desk and have them as a banner. They have to be hung, which I guess makes sense. But again, storage space, not display space.
Blasphemy Star Wars. I'll say this. I feel like Star Wars, even though it has its highs, I think Star Wars has a lot more misses than Harry Potter. That's what I'll say. That, you know, as a fan of both, I still buy more Star Wars than anything. But I think the fans, like, you look at the minifigs and the clone trooper debacles online. I think there's a lot of misses in that theme. So
I have to agree, and I'm a huge Star Wars fan, that there's a lot of misses.
Yep. But Friends is where it's at. Yes. I still need to get some of those new. I want to get some of those new buildings for the big window pieces in some of those newer Friends sets. I think they look amazing.
Yeah.
I need to get that one that has the curved trans purple corner piece.
Yeah.
In glass.
Yeah. The downtown Friends set with that angular black building and all that. It reminds me of the Omni in Atlanta, which is actually something I was thinking of mimicking for this Omnitron thing and all that kind of stuff. So it's a great looking set. I will say the Friends prices have really jacked up. I've noticed they finally caught up, but I do like them. I mean, Friends are fantastic.
That's what Friends are for.
That is what Friends are for.
I
Yeah,
keep
the Disco
having to
Arcade
tell-
looks awesome.
I keep having to tell kids, especially boys, you know, don't be afraid of the Friends. There's got parts in there that you're gonna love, and it's a parts pack. At the end of the day, it's a parts pack. Use what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
And
All right.
that theater set was fantastic.
Yeah.
The theater set, I like the theater set more than I like this year's modular, which I know.
Not just the
That's,
theater, the art building too. Like the art school building looks amazing. The one that came out in the last wave, I love that
Is
thing.
that the one that has the in the front hall is the band is set up playing because it's such a thin building? Oh
I'm
no, that
not
was the
sure.
school. That was the
Yeah.
city school. Forget it. Yeah.
The art building has the big paintbrush on the front.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, my Walmart has that city school set, the one with the little golden retriever for like $48. I think it was went in like $90 or something like that to start with. Anyway.
Knock that up.
All right. Hey guys, we are at an hour. This has been fun conversation, just hanging out together. Good chance we will talk maybe Speed Champions and some other things on Thursday. Any thoughts on Olivia's Space Academy? That's a good question. I thought it was great. It was just a little too pricey for me. But the space cookie piece, I gotta have the space cookies. So it's a great piece, great set and everything. But hey, guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being awesome, and go ahead and build awesome and have a